Wait, did he make a post? Okay. Click for reward. Brought to alada.com. And then when you go on that site, there's a link to give you a cipher. Yeah, someone already solved it. I saw it last night, but I forgot what it said. But and there are IP numbers, and those IP numbers turned out to be like the. Well, hold on, let me mute myself.
Hello and welcome to the 1v1 show. It's your boy, Geo Huey Flow, welcoming you all to the place all things niche, nerd, and pop culture. We got a dope show for y'all today, and we're going to talk about this week's news in pop culture. Now, as always, here's my co-host, the man behind the boards, my friend and yours, Hyphy Soul, aka Mikey. Mikey, no audio.
Damn it! I forgot about that. Okay, let's do it again. All right. Okay, my audio is back. Anyways, let's start over. Pretend that didn't happen. Let's just transition. Pretend. Hey, I'm Gio, and there's the boy behind the boards. Me.
Okay.
What's up? I am Hyphy Soul, and you can call me Mikey. And if you're new to the 1v1 show and what we do here, and how we conduct the show is by starting off with 10 topics from the news this week regarding Pokemon, Elden Ring, and so much more. Each topic will have a timer of 5 minutes, with the last two topics just being a little bit longer. And after that, we'll be discussing our top 5. And for this week, it will be about their top 5 Pokemon. And we don't end there. Finishing off today's episode will be our 1v1 showdown where Geo and our guest host will take sides on a debate. And the debate today is Pokemon only just for kids? We'll find out later. And if you like what we do here, please give us a follow on our socials on IG, Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon where we have 3 tiers. $3 will get you a roll credit at the end of every episode. $5 will let you submit any topic to the show, and $10 you can sponsor us by plugging anything you want, as long as it's appropriate. But the best way to support is by participating in the chat. And also, another announcement. I mean, we've been announcing this every week or every time for the past month, I think. But since we are a video podcast, we don't really have an audio podcast until now. We are currently on Spotify and Stitcher, Apple Podcast, and Google Music. And so if you aren't able to catch us live on either Twitch or YouTube, which we are currently broadcasting on both platforms, you can find us there. Just know that the post show won't make it to the audio podcast, so be sure to tune in during the live show for that. And our guest today is a big fan of all things kaiju, with an extensive knowledge on Godzilla, and aficionado of the West Coast hip-hop scenes, and a commitment to uphold the values of the Sailor Scouts. Please welcome Wyatt.
Hey, it's Pokemon Gen 1 supremacist Wyatt coming to join the 1v1 show once again. So excited to be here and tell Gio why he's wrong in whatever opinion he may have.
What the fuck?
Hey, excuse me, sir. This is a Christian podcast. We don't need to be dropping any type of bombs here.
All right, you know what? You need to calm down.
Yay, Wyatt, 3 shots is giving you a warm welcome. And
that's nice. It's appreciated.
And also, I don't know if we announced this formally, but Wyatt is now part of the 1v1 show's regular programming. But it's not every week, right? Is that right?
No, not every week. Probably going to be every other week, and then it's going to get spotty throughout the rest of this month and then early next month with me moving and then kind of getting like the internet situation situated there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, excited to be part of this and argue with Gio, being recorded arguing with him as opposed to just yelling at him in the car like I usually do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm excited. I think this is like why it's basically a natural fit. Probably we have a good balance. We're like Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith.
Like Godzilla and Kong.
Kong.
And I guess that makes me Shaq. And so anyways, let's get started on with the show. Starting with the first topic of the day, which is BioShock. Gio, what is going on in the world of BioShock?
Okay, so this news actually dropped last week. It's a little bit of old news, but I had to put it on the show because this dropped while we were out of town last week. And so Take-Two Interactive is teaming up with Netflix to come up with a movie based on BioShock. Now, if you haven't played BioShock, it's set over multiple dystopias where everything has gone wrong. Some of the philosophies that they take from are American exceptionalism and Ayn Rand's objectivism. And it tells kind of like a creepy horror type story, and I am here for it. I love BioShock. I love BioShock 1. I didn't play 2, but I did play Infinite and its DLC, and I absolutely love it. And also, 2K's has a Cloud Chamber Studios is working on a new BioShock. So the more BioShock stuff coming in, the better. I'm excited for it. I believe that BioShock has one of the best twists in video games, the original. I absolutely adore this. I'm super hyped for this. What do you think, Wyatt?
Yeah, I'm excited. I love that aesthetic of BioShock, the world. I forget what the name of the aesthetic is, but it was in Shape of Water, if you've ever seen that movie. I'm hoping this will be like that, but without, the creepy, like, fish intimacy stuff that was going on in that movie. But, yeah, I really loved the twist in the first one. And even though the second one was kind of predictable, the twist in there got me, so I'm hoping to kind of get that same wild ride story-wise in this, along with the beautiful aesthetic. I just hope that Netflix doesn't muck this up like they have so many other like adaptations. And is this going to be live action or is it animated?
Live action.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll see. Hopefully it's not just them standing in front of a bunch of green screens the whole time.
I think also the thing about BioShock is I think one of the key things, the key twist, I'm not going to spoil it here, even though the game is like 10 years old at this point?
Older than Infinite or the original?
The original.
Original was '08.
Oh snap! That's
Yeah, I think you grew a couple gray hairs on that, but yeah.
I because I think one of the key things, like one of the key twists to the original game, is very, how do I say this? It works because it's a video game.
Yeah.
For them to adapt that to a film, that would be interesting. But see, also BioShock. What was I gonna say? This wasn't the first time they tried to make a BioShock movie. I don't know if you remember this, but they announced that Gore Verbinski, who made Pirates of the Caribbean, was working on a BioShock movie, like back in the mid 2000s or mid 2010s.
I do remember that. For some reason, I thought this was like an extension of that. Like, I just figured that kind of got stuck in development, hell, and this is it finally coming out. So this is a completely like revamped, renewed project.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it has anything to do with the Gore Verbinski one.
All right, probably for the best.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry, I think I heard
I
my
can't see the
pop.
timer.
I thought I heard my pops calling me. But whatever. Anyways, do you think that if this gets successful, do you think they go into BioShock Infinite or BioShock 2? Or do you think they go with this?
Ooh, I think they'd probably do BioShock 2 than Infinite. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because actually, I would hope they would just go to BioShock Infinite. Like they see like BioShock 1, driving from that, they get a couple good stories out of it. And then, they kind of, figure out when the well is dry to a certain extent. And then they switch the scene to, Columbia up in the sky.
Or they could even, what they could do even is not even follow the game, but go into kind of like the society of Rapture for things like going all crazy.
Yeah.
And like think of the underwater Great Gatsby type society, and then you see it at its peak, and then you kind of slowly see how things are unraveling and how it ends up being to where it is when you start the game. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Like honestly, I think that would be the direction they should take.
Yeah, I mean that'd be the most obvious direction to take because who doesn't love seeing the collapse of any type of society that's not your own.
We're watching our own, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean too, I don't know, I think that's a good way to kind of mainstream it because a lot of the Bioshock story in the game is just kind of told through those audio logs and everything else. So kind of see that actually like acted out.
Yeah,
see this grand fall of this utopian civilization happen would be a good TV.
Yeah, and also like you could see a lot of those characters that are you only see in the audio logs. You actually kind of see them as characters and who they are. Like Andrew Ryan, Frank Fontaine, Dr. Su Chang. Who was the other doctor? The one that helped protect the little sisters.
I know who you're talking about. It's not Fontaine, but that's the name that's coming to mind. But I know who you're talking about. It's been a while since I played that game.
So I'm excited. Anyways, moving on from one society of dead people to another. What's up with this new reboot coming on?
Yeah, House of the Dead, in our never-ending cycle of refreshes and remakes. House of the Dead, it's finally their turn to come up. So there's a remake of the 1998 light gun shooter. It's announced for this April 14th, but it was announced last year, so it's been waiting quite some time. So we're hopefully it'll show up on April 14th. The remake is promising, updated graphics, better controls, gameplay, multiple endings, 2-player modes, new characters. I'm excited for it. It's a Sega game. I think I had this on a Dreamcast back in the day.
How would this work without light guns?
You could get a light gun on Dreamcast, and I think with this, because of the motion sensor on the little Switch controllers, I think you could kind of use that to simulate like a light gun for the position.
It's gonna be with like Joy-Con like this.
Yeah, like you remember Link's crossbow training? I think it'd be something similar to that.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. It might be really fun. You might look really stupid while you're doing it. I'm hoping that we get better performance out of the Switch than they did out of the Dreamcast, because the Dreamcast, it ran really good, but the Switch is super spotty with the way it runs. Like,
That's so weird to me.
ports.
Like, it's a more powerful console, yet some of these ports just don't seem to run well on Switch. And I don't know if it's because the developers are lazy or if it's the hardware or both.
I don't know. It's weird because, yeah, if there's like a port of a PS2 game, or in this case, like a game from the late 90s, so like a Dreamcast game, if they want to just like take a direct port from something, it shouldn't chug. You shouldn't be having frame rate drops. It shouldn't be all choppy. You shouldn't be like,
Exactly.
a slideshow. So we'll see.
Zombie Bait 90 in the chat says like the motion controls. Are there motion controls in Arceus? Is there?
I don't know. I mean, I had no reason to turn them on because I didn't like the motion controls and Let's Go. So why would I put myself like through that again?
I didn't even know there was motion controls in Arceus.
I don't remember that like even being noted on reviews.
Oh shit. Okay,
well,
I'll look through the settings in that game. I've been still playing it. I'm trying to beat it before. There's a couple other games coming out this month that I'm like hyped for, and I'm like I need to start playing more. Anyways,
so from one undead story to the other, or to another, what's going on with Kanye? Or did I cut the time short?
you did cut the time short, but it's fine. We can just move on. Kanye. So Kanye West is in the news again for being controversial. Surprise, surprise. And people are saying that he's gone too far this time. Kanye West has posted a new video for his recent single with the game called Easy, which samples the he was once a thug from around the way. Easy. So on the track, Kanye West raps, "God save me from that crash, just so I could beat Pete Davidson's ass." The visuals is kind of claymation animated and features Kanye West kidnapping Davidson, burying him in the ground, leaving his head exposed, and then pretty much planting a bed of roses around him where some of them start to grow from his head. And the video closes with the message, "Everyone lived happily ever after, except Skeet, aka you know who." And then it says, "JK, he's fine." And basically, a bunch of people on social media have called Kanye West out for being, a little too unhinged, and this is too disturbing, and it's abusive, and kind of just using that his Pete Davidson's likeness. Because there's a part where he's holding like a disfigured head that's supposed to be Pete Davidson, not the claymation, but actually like real him holding a disfigured head and like rapping about how he's gonna like beat his ass. So, what do you think? Do you think that Kanye's gone too far with this?
No, I think it's just some sad divorced dad rap. I feel that people that are, tripping about this going too far, they kind of forget some of like the beefs in the past between actual rappers that are a little bit more disturbing. Like the video for MC8's Death Wish 2, where it shows him like sneaking into DJ Quick's house and shooting him in the head while he's asleep. And then just like rolling the body onto the floor. Like, I feel like a reenactment and stuff like that's a little bit more, over the top than Kanye West damn Coraline claymation, like, "Well, I'm planting flowers in your head because I'm going to beat you up the next time I see you because you stole my wife," even though he ruined that shit himself. And I know people are like tripping, like, "Oh, why is he talking about Pete Davidson, this and that?" Where these people in Eminem was just like throwing out names, like no business, and getting like way more like gross with it too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like people are just kind of flocking to this because it's Kanye, and everyone feels like they need an opinion about Kanye.
Yeah, Kanye for sure. I think Kanye for sure is being an asshole about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100% being an asshole and mature, and like it sucks for basically his kids. He's actually like he's doing more damage to his family than anything.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, for sure. And I think I read a thing where Pete Davidson like laughed about it, like he's finding it funny. And not only that, but I guess also in the report was like, I guess Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are growing closer because of all this. And so therefore Kanye's plan is backfiring. Also, on the topic of like messed up things like other beefs from the past, do you remember, because this was never released, but there was a video that showed it during the Nas Jay-Z beef in like the 2000s.
Yeah, like the early 2000s.
Nas was going to come out I think it was either Summer Jam or one of those big New York concert festivals with a animatronic Jay-Z that he was gonna hang.
I do remember that.
You remember that? Like,
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, that was over the.
he made that Jay-Z look like a fucking like African caricature, and I'm like, yo, I think that for sure would have been way worse than this, like 100%. Three Shots to Cut One says the outrage is the visuals. Song's been out for over a month. That's like his MO. You watched his documentary? I have not. Have you seen it?
I'm not wasting 4 hours on that. I did spend 4 hours to watch the Drink Champs where the game was on there, and he was talking about how Kanye West did more for him in 2 weeks than Dr. Dre did for him his whole career, which is absolutely wild.
I actually, Three Shots said it's actually really good. I'll probably watch it. It's in 3 parts, so I'll end up watching like part 1 in a week and then part 2 the next week. But I was gonna say I actually would not mind listening or hearing a game album executively produced by Kanye.
Oh no, me neither. I feel like his flow has always been one of those that works really well with Kanye's type of like instrumentals, because game is like super adaptable to any flow.
Yeah.
So
he's like the chameleon like of the rap game.
A little too much sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, let's move on. So we go from Kanye to AMC. What's up with AMC? I didn't have a good transition there.
Oh no, it's fine. You could just go with price gouging, because that's what Kanye did with his new album, and that's what AMC is doing with the Batman. Where
segue real quick. Do you remember when Kanye did that Sunday service like concert like series?
Yeah.
And like people paid like $100 and it was supposed to come with like food.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing a post on Instagram where it was literally like the food was like in those like takeout containers, and then it was literally like a little bit of like lettuce that was supposed to be a salad, and like it was like a sandwich with like cheese and like a piece of turkey, and like
I think he got like leftovers from the Fire Festival.
It looked dead ass like Fire Festival shit. But anyway, let's move on to AMC.
All right, so AMC, they're charging $1.50 more to watch Batman than any other movie at any of their theaters at the exact same time. They're claiming it's a natural extension of, you pay more on weekends, you pay more on evenings, so now you pay more for Batman. You're going to be paying more for Spider-Man. Not so much for, whatever fly-by-night movies coming out. I don't even know what else is in theaters right now. Like, can you think of anything else? You were at the movies last night. You didn't see any other posters?
The J-Lo movie with Owen Wilson's out.
Okay, so all right, with that, I would pay more to watch Batman, actually, as opposed to J-Lo and Owen Wilson.
What do you mean? That movie looks like movie of the year.
I mean, if you got to think for noses, sure, but not for me. But AMC is going to roll this out. I mean, from the article we looked at, it looks like they're doing in LA. Do you know if it's nationwide? There's no real AMCs up north, like in Northern California.
Not really.
But I know they're big in LA. They're heavy in like San Diego, all of SoCal. So I don't know. How do you feel about this, like business practice? Is it predatory, or do you think it's like a natural extension, as they said?
No, this is fucking bullshit. This is fucking like bullshit. And I think this is not only is it anti-consumer, but they're going to cannibalize themselves in the sense that like people are going to be like, wait, so you're going to charge me more to watch this movie when, let's just face it, most everything is coming to streaming services within like 90 days. Mm-hmm. So you know what? Fuck you, AMC. I'm not going to pay your extra thing. Or if there's like competitors that are not charging this much, it's like, why would I go to an AMC theater when I could just go to another one over there?
Exactly.
Especially since AMC was in like the gutter, and they only got saved because of those damn like, kind of like stock things that happened with like it and GameStop, and now they think that they can like start charging people more for certain movies. It's complete BS. Complete BS.
Yeah, and I think they're probably in a much more shaky position than they really believe themselves to be, because this could kind of go like, ass up, and they're out of luck and kind of back to where they were a couple years ago before they had that whole movie pass thing. But my concern is this kind of spinning off into other things? Like, is there going to be a point where you end up paying more for like video games, where like Pokemon's going to be $80, but hey, you get like, would be like Elden Ring, like one that's not established. That would be like $60.
Yeah.
Or would you kind of get this like I guess prestige pricing with other mediums as well?
I mean, I can kind of see that happening already. I mean, I think they're already doing it with sports games, right? With like the
Aren't
new
they?
FIFAs and the new Maddens are like more expensive.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have like DLC and everything like that. So I guess if anything, the movie industry kind of took it the other way around.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely one of those things where it to me it just screams like corporate talk
Mhm.
and a bunch of BS that AMC wants to do this.
Yeah, and like you,
Go ahead.
oh no, I was going to say, and like you said, it just is really kind of showing or perpetuating this culture of like toxicity towards the consumers and just taking advantage of everyone in every way that they can.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that people don't go to AMC theaters. Like, don't go to AMC. Like, don't support this. This guy, what's his name?
Oh, he had two first names. I forget what it was, like Adam Aaron.
Adam Aaron. Yeah, he's an asshole. Like, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Like, he's someone that needs to be thrown out. All right. Anyways, moving on from flying high with prices to flying high with Saiyans. Dragon Ball Superhero. How hyped are you for this?
Is that the new movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
Or is it like a new show? Oh, I'm
No, it's
hyped
a
for
new
the new
movie.
movie.
I'm hyped for it for several reasons. So they just had a plot summary come out, and here it is. Here's a plot summary. In the
All right, give it
past,
to me.
Goku destroyed the evil Red Ribbon Army organization, but their will lived on. Now that they've revived, the Red Ribbon Army created two new androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and they begin their revenge. Piccolo soon notes that this disturbing activity and sneaks into the Red Ribbon base, where he discovers an unimaginable ultimate evil weapon. And Pan is kidnapped in order to lure Gohan to the base, where he too joins the fights. And an unprecedented super battle begins. Where will this deathmatch lead? We don't know. So they also showed off a new trailer showing a bunch of the new characters like Gamma 1, Gamma 2, Dr. Hito, Magento, Carmine. Also showing a new form of Piccolo Unleashed, which, what I'm excited about this is that it's not just Goku and Vegeta, but some of the other characters are getting a time to shine, like Gohan and Piccolo.
Yeah, it's been long overdue, especially with characters like Piccolo. I hope they start integrating more characters like Tien back as well, because there's a lot of characters that got forgotten about in that show, and they're like, oh, that's basically like the Saiyan show after the Frieza saga. This does sound. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This does sound. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I hope they bring back Launch.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I mean they should. They never killed her, so and even if they do die in this, it doesn't matter. But
no one. That's why I like Dragon Ball. Even if people die, it don't matter.
It's minor inconvenience. It's like you have a splinter. Like, oh man, died. Like,
oh, I have the halo above my head. Oh man, but I can still do everything else.
Right? Ah, shucks. But this does sound very reminiscent of the Android saga, if you remember that, the one that preceded the Cell saga in the anime.
Yeah. I also really like. I really like the fact that they're going back to like the Red Ribbon Army and the stuff from the original Dragon Ball, which this might be a hot take, but I actually like original Dragon Ball better than Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I can hear people outside getting their pitchforks and torches prepared for you.
I know, right? I know, because Dragon Ball Z I love Dragon Ball Z, but I think the humor and the story in Dragon Ball, I think I just enjoyed it more.
I love Dragon Ball Z for kind of the shoddiness of Dragon Ball Z, how it reuses animation, how some of especially in the early episodes, it just looks like somebody like lifting up a cell in front of the background to make a character fly.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, I do love. I feel like the animation is a little bit better on that one, and then I do like the lightheartedness of it. I do like the core essence of the story a little bit more, because it's not just like who can punch who in the face the hardest and make them explode. There's like actual plot behind it somewhere. But
Zombie Bait in the chat said DBZ fell off after Majin Saga plus L plus ratio. Isn't the Majin Saga the last one?
Yeah, so you say it fell off after the show ended? Majin Buu was like the last big bad on there. So yes, I agree. After the Majin Buu saga ended, the show fell off.
Unless you're saying that Dragon Ball, unless you're talking about Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Super started super cool, but it got better as it went on. Like especially the animation.
I enjoyed Dragon Ball Super. One of my friends, BTG Play. I don't know if he's in the chat. He went on this large thing about why he doesn't like Dragon Ball Super, but I think he's just a hater.
Yeah,
Hater.
the series ended like decent, and then the Broly movie was actually like pretty good. So like especially the animation on that. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't seen the Broly movie.
So on the Broly movie, the animation is more reminiscent of like the original anime from the 90s. Kind of like the shadowing effects and the way that it's drawn, as opposed to the way Super's drawn, which is more like a digital show. So it had more of like that warm, like hand drawn aesthetic to it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll check out the Broly movie because I didn't get to watch it.
Oh yeah. Whenever I finish moving, I have it packed in a box somewhere, but you're free to borrow it.
For sure. Oh, or is it on a streaming service? No.
Oh, it was on Funimation for a while. Maybe they'll put it on Crunchyroll since something that we're going to talk about later is happening. So I think that'd be like a good boost to those their joint venture together.
Yee. All right. Anyways, so we're going on from anime we're going from anime to American cartoons. We're talking about the revivals, reboots, and reshoots. What's going on with Futurama?
So the second greatest anime of all time, Futurama, first being King of the Hill, is coming back to suffer the same fate as the Simpsons, where it's never going to go away. And we're all going to begrudgingly watch it because we're nostalgic for our past, yet we can't let stuff go. And I'm definitely going to watch it, and I'm definitely going to come on here and complain about it. So just you wait. But they finally got John DiMaggio, the voice of Bender, to join the revival, along with the rest of the original cast, including Billy West, Katie Seagal, Tress MacNeille, Maurice, however you say his French name, Lauren Tom, Phil Lamar, and David Herman. So it looks like they're getting everyone to come back. They're doing 20 episodes, Hulu exclusive. God, I hope they don't mess this up. And I hope this works, because I feel like if this does well, then the King of the Hill revival will have that much more steam behind it. And I'm glad that John DiMaggio held out for more money for the entire cast, because as these shows continue to get rebooted, it's just kind of a continuation of this belt tightening that happens, because that's what the issue was when they came back to Comedy Central, I think in 2008, where they had their first reboot.
Yeah.
But they cut a bunch of money out of it. You can see it in the animation, you can hear it in the music. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that they at least got, have a similar budget to that, which I'm sure they didn't. It's been what? God, how long ago was 2008? 14 years. So yeah, but with Hulu being owned by Disney, you hope that they are willing to kind of put some investment into a property that does have a lot of life left in it, depending on how they treat it.
Maybe we'll get a Futurama ride at Disneyland.
Maybe what's it? Space Mountain will be a Futurama themed one.
Maybe we'll get that Moon theme park.
I hope so. I just want Hypnotoad at Disneyland. Get me to a place, if I can get a Hypnotoad plush or something, where if I squeeze it makes the little Hypnotoad sound.
We're whalers on the moon. I'm excited for it. It's it's. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's say that, because, like you said, you never know how these reboots are gonna go, and I honestly also feel like they ended Futurama perfectly, and then going back, it could feel like a slap in the face. I'm very even the original Futurama ending. It wasn't supposed to be an ending, but it was when they first got canceled. It was what is it? The one where Fry learns how to play that instrument because he takes the devil's hands.
Oh, that's right. That was really sweet. I forgot that was the last episode, but yeah, that was a good send off for the original show. It could have ended there, fine. Because
it kind of keeps it open, but it's kind of gives a little sweet moment between Fry and Leela, and you're I'm okay with this. I want more, but if this is where it is, I think this is a good stopping point.
Yeah,
and I was gonna say the second where the original, it kind of gives Fry and Leela like a lot of closure, and I think the show is really centered around those two.
Yeah, as time went on, it seemed like they were more and more kind of like the Fry and Leela show, as opposed to it being about like an ensemble cast of characters that it was at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, what I'm hoping out of this, I want to get a Zoidberg spinoff where he's a hero and he does like Dragon Ball Z like type fights, just pure action with Dr. Zoidberg.
That'd
That could
great.
actually be the title, pure action Dr. Zoidberg. So Hulu, call me. I've got a million ideas for this.
Why not Zoidberg?
Exactly. And you know what? Why not just swap out Fry with Zoidberg? Then it can be the Zoidberg and Leela show and build that romance.
I think I'd rather see romance between Hermes and Bender.
Yeah. Do you
Good.
oh crap, I forgot. I just hope they don't have any like gut twisters in this this time. Like I can't emotionally handle another like Fry's dog
Oh
like
shit.
ending.
Yeah.
Well, that's too much for me. Like I'm in a fragile like place right now after the pandemic, so I need something. Just give me something fun.
Park.
Yeah. God.
Doesn't like Fry's clone like go and get his dog or some shit?
Yeah, they kind of like sort of retcon it later on, but you know that initial watch, that initial sting, because I think like the one with the clone, like that happened after the first reboot, didn't it?
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
the first episode was like the first Jurassic Park was like my heart. Ow.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was reading the chat. Nice Samantha says they kind of ending it well. I'm assuming you meant ended it well. Even Zoidberg got a happy ending. So
God bless you, Zoidberg.
God bless Zoidberg.
So from hard episodes to watch to hard ass games to play, tell me about Elden Ring. And
like Elden Ring is getting this hype, like reviews, man. Like people are like hyping this game up. Like it's, how do I say this? It's like you get the critic reviews that are basically have it on, I believe, one of the highest rating games of all times on Metacritic and OpenCritic. I'm talking about like it's up there with like Ocarina of Time. And
yeah,
people are buzzing about this game. So let me ask you before we kind of get into the reviews, have you played a Front Software game?
they're the same ones that make like Bloodborne and all
Dark
that, right?
Souls? Yeah.
Yeah, I played one when it was free on a PlayStation Plus before.
Which one did you play?
God, I think it was Bloodborne.
How was it? Did you
I
enjoy
wasn't
it?
a fan. I didn't like the stiff movement of it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm okay with like harder games, but to the point where I'm like, it's like masochistic like that. I'm like, no, I'm good, because this is like basically the action variant of like a racing game where you have to shave off like a tenth of a second, and it takes you like 3 hours to do it.
Mhm.
So it's not my deal. It's not my thing. I heard George R.R. Martin had to do with like the writing of Elden Ring. Did you hear that?
Yeah, so he was a part of it, but from what I hear is like they actually like changed a bunch of the stuff that he wrote, and that like his actual involvement was actually pretty minimal.
Okay,
Three Shots Settle One said learn how to roll. Yeah, no, like
I'm good.
like Dark Souls, like combat just seems like I'm pressing the roll button until like I get an opening, and then I press hit, and I keep doing the same thing over and over again. Essentially, you're just like cheesing. The combat is you're just cheesing the whole time.
Hmm.
It doesn't look fun, but what I have heard is that Elden Ring is supposedly amazing. Like maybe, yeah, but at the same time. So let me read some review quotes. All right. So GameBite said, if Dark Souls was an earthquake, Elden Ring is the aftershock. In a sense, it is more of a love letter to the Soulsborne fan base, incorporating dramatic fragments of each past game into a single product that is rewarding and fulfilling. While not perfect, I believe that From Software has followed through on the hype surrounding this game, has been able to create something truly mesmerizing. So that was a 9.5 out of 10 score. Game Rant says, however, when judged on its own merits, Elden Ring is a phenomenal game that will disappoint very few. It has most of the components that fans of the genre seek: a wondrous aesthetic, a feeling of mystery that invites exploration, skillfully designed and intimidating adversaries, and rich gameplay with a lot of replayability thanks to the various classes and builds. So, I mean, those were kind of the reviews there that people say that it's phenomenal, but from what I hear is that you're already not a fan of kind of like the Soulsborne games, that this isn't going to change your mind.
Yeah, and this seems very much like a game that's kind of meant for the gaming press to a certain extent, to where it's like this deep, like hard ass game, and you really need like a good chunk of time to like get good and like invest into that shit. And it's hard being like an adult and like having that type of investment, where like you're working and like video games aren't your job.
ZombieBait90 in the chat says, I'm assuming he's talking about George R. R. Martin. He put a cool boss in it. The Mind Goblin mechanics are pretty cool. And then 3 Shots to Kettle One said, the game essentially forces you to get good, doesn't hold your hand. I don't know. I like that. I mean, yeah, it's not really the difficulty that bothers me. It's just that the combat seems boring as hell.
Isn't it like a one button thing?
No.
Or is it 2-bit? Like, I don't know. Like, the combat should probably be a little bit more complex than like Streets of Rage 2.
No, it's like I'm assuming circle is roll, attack, roll, run away, roll, attack. 3 Shots to Kettle One says combat has a learning curve. It's pretty solid. Maybe I've never played a Dark Souls game. I've seen people play it on stream, and it just doesn't look fun. And it looks ugly to me. Like, it's just all dark and like there's no real like cool art style to it.
Yeah, it looks like a game from like 12 years ago. Like, it still looks like a game from 2009 where like the main color palette is like gray and brown.
Exactly.
So I'm good. I'll save my colorful BS.
I'm gonna I don't know, maybe I'll check it out. It has such hype that there's got to be something to it. So I'll wait for a sale or to borrow it from a friend. Insert if you're boring, just say so. Sound template, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Moving on from one Miyazaki to another Miyazaki. Let's talk about anime. And 3 Shots Kettle One. I forgot this is a Nintendo podcast. Shut up, you. 9 times 10 Rare Americans. Dark Souls is a game that you think is fun, but after 20 minutes of gameplay, you want to die. There you go. See,
and I feel like that without the game, so why do that to myself? Why double that feeling?
Exactly. All right,
so
let's move on to Crunchyroll.
So Crunchyroll, they bought Funimation like a year ago, and they're finally consolidating it to one damn streaming, so I can stop paying for both. I mean, Crunchyroll's the more expensive, with it being $8 as opposed to Funimation's like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
But still, it's going to be nice to have it all in one. It's going to be nice to not be subjected to Funimation's like shoddy, app that they have on everything.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that this will, finally bring like more apps to more platforms. Like my smart TV, still it has Funimation, but it doesn't have Crunchyroll. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that with this, Crunchyroll will be coming to a few more different services. Where we've already seen it on like the Switch. But Funimation is moving about 1,600 hours of exclusive content to, its now sister site Crunchyroll. And it's really encouraging people, if you've logged on there all recently, to, go to, if you log on to Funimation, like go to Crunchyroll, don't waste your time here. We're done. I personally already canceled my subscription. As soon as I heard about this, I'm like, all right, I'm out, because I'm not paying for 2 of these anymore. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see if this will make it a stronger competitor against the likes of Netflix and Hulu. Netflix has really been trying to get into the whole anime like scene. Hulu's kind of taken a back burner on it, but Netflix definitely, have gotten really aggressive with it over the last couple of years. But this is kind of concerning because, at what point does this become like a monopoly on that type of content?
Yeah.
Kind of like social media platforms, like Meta owns a ton of them. There are these like offshoots that you could be part of, but ultimately, if you want like this type of content, you have to go to this one single like entity.
And I think that's something I didn't think about when thinking about kind of how the merger was going to work. Like, are they going to combine them? Are they going to stay split? And most people were like, no, they're going to still charge you double for both. And like, all right, that's fair. But I didn't think about kind of that. It's not that they're competing against other anime services now. They're competing against Netflix and Hulu. They're trying to be the big content things, which I think is pretty interesting. Another thing is that almost fell over. I need to get a better chair. I'm always falling on here. But another thing that how do I say this? That I failed to realize is that the whole monopoly thing, like it might not be something that Japanese companies are willing to play ball with, in the sense that, you know, they had their licensing agreements and stuff are over there are a lot different from how we do things here. So if Crunchyroll can basically go to these Japanese studios and say, hey, we want a bigger cut, and if you want to come to the West, we're the only game, that might cause some friction between the two markets.
Yeah, and I wonder how it's going to impact movies being brought over from Japan as well, because Funimation handled a lot of that, especially with the translating and redubbing. So is that all just going to be put on Crunchyroll, or they're going to be like third parties who are going to try to get on that? Is Netflix going to become more aggressive in trying to get, you know, the next, you know, Your Name or something along those lines?
Yeah.
So it's definitely an interesting impasse to be at.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's also High Dive, which is another service.
I mean, yeah, but that's. I wonder how long these smaller services are going to be able to survive like this. Like, how long until High Dive either goes under from, because people are saying like, hey, I'm getting like this huge amount of content from Crunchyroll now.
Yeah.
So why pay, you know, $6-7 to High Dive when, you know, everything I want and more is on Crunchyroll?
It's always that thing though, when there's like a show you want to watch, and then you're just like, it's on High Dive. God damn it.
Yeah, like the English dub of Automote is only on High Dive for whatever reason.
I wanted to watch whatchamacallit, Tamako Market, and it's only on High Dive. And I'm just like, 9 out of 10 Americans said, honestly, they have. Wish Dragon was personally one of my favorite Netflix anime films. It has beautiful animation. I'm assuming he's referring to Three Shots to Kill, one saying Netflix animation has been killing it. Zombie Bait 90 says David Productions of Fate Stay Night is only on High Dive. So yeah, that's kind of also the issue with this. Like, now, even though we have one kind of big consolidated thing, for certain like pieced out things, you have to go to High Dive or maybe even other streaming services, which I don't know if there's any other ones really left, but
not paid.
It's true. Any other paid legit sources. But anyway, moving off of anime, let's talk about Smash Bros.
Again, this is not a Nintendo podcast, but we will be talking about Smash Bros for the next 5 minutes.
All right. So, how aware you are, or how do you? Yeah. How? God, I can't talk today. How much do you know about Evo?
I know it's a place where a bunch of nerds gather up together and they play a bunch of esports games. I actually hear about it more about like the Street Fighter like part of it.
Yeah.
But I do know they play like Smash Bros and like FIFA, and I don't know if they play Madden there, but yeah, I'm aware of it passively.
Yeah, it's mostly a big fighting game tournament. I think it's usually held in Vegas. I think, like, side note, like when me and Mikey went to Vegas this weekend, we actually saw like the esports arena that they have at one of the hotels. They turned into a club, which was pretty interesting. But I'm assuming they have a lot of the stuff there, or at the T-Mobile arena where the Golden Knights play. So Evo is this big video game tournament that they have in Vegas every year, and now, because I want to say in 2020, it was canceled because of the pandemic, but also because the creator or the runner of Evo turned out to be some super toxic, like, I'm not sure if it was like underage kids that he was messing around with, but he turned out to be a bad dude. So because of that, and not only that, but the company that ended up buying Evo was Sony. So one of the main competitors to Nintendo. And also, the Smash Brothers tournament or competitive fighting scene turned out to be pretty toxic as well because a floodgate of accusations came out. I want to say not shortly before the Evo Guys accusations came out. The Nintendo has decided that they won't allow Super Smash Brothers to be featured at Evo 2020. So, in a statement, where is it? When they were announcing the games that were going to be at Evo, they said, "We want to let you know in advance that Evo Super Smash Bros. Will not be making a return appearance. Since 2007, we've seen historic Smash Brothers moments created at Evo events, and we are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue the legacy with us this year." So, what do you think? Do you think Nintendo is kind of tripping on this, or do you think that this is the right move?
I feel like they're making a safe move, a move that they feel is in their best interest. Like with the stuff that's coming out, like, or that came out about that guy that like basically started, and he's like some type of, whatever, like weirdo.
Yeah.
Like that's a safe move. And then I think the bigger catalyst is Sony buying it. And this really makes me wonder about like the future of other fighting games, like is Street Fighter 6, the teaser for that finally dropped. It didn't say whether or not it's going to be like a Sony exclusive like Street Fighter 5 was.
Oh, true.
So like how much money is Sony and, all of them really going to be putting into Evo, and how much are they going to be pushing their games or games that they're publishing to the forefront in that? So I wonder if Nintendo's trying to like get their way out of that. And yeah, I think I've heard that these contests tend to elicit quite a bit of like toxic behavior between, people that attend them. So
yeah,
I don't feel that they're tripping. I feel they're kind of like getting out when the getting's good in that regard.
There were stories of like people like in the Smash Brothers like fighting community that were like, they go to they would like stay in hotel rooms together, and they would like, there would be one person who was like above 21, and they'd go back to their hotel room and give minors alcohol, which is like, that's not okay. Like also like why are you staying in a hotel room with minors? That's weird regardless. Like if you're like an older person, you want to go to these tournaments and you're playing games, and it's fun for all ages. I mean, we're playing video games. That's cool. But like after that, like if you're hanging out with anyone under like a certain age, like what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. I've gone to a couple of like the regional tournaments in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get people there of all ages. There are people with gray hair there. There are people, little kids there that came there with their parents because I guess they didn't want to have a good time that day because it was full of guys that take that shit way too serious.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get like this wide gambit, but at the same time, you got to maintain like this family-friendly atmosphere with anything. Because at the end of the day, it's video games. Like,
yeah,
why you got to turn to something like dark and weird and strange?
Well, yeah, I mean,
just
like,
keep it fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I'm already just kind of irritated with like the community thinking about how like toxic people are, because I love Smash Brothers. It's one of my favorite games to play, and yet now you have all these weirdos going around being weird and like making. Yeah. That's the problem with nerd culture in general. But
yeah, there's too many weirdos that always take things way too far. Like some people that take things way too far in our next like topic, where they, want to have certain relations with certain characters,
people that
they shouldn't be having in a kid's game.
Right? Constantly making references.
Mm-hmm. Not speaking of anyone, in particular.
No, not at all.
No.
Just weirdos out there.
So I'm going to keep it 90 right now, though. So Pokemon, is it too soon for a new game? No, it's not. Because if you look at it, all we've gotten in the last few years is spin-offs and remakes and damn Pokemon Snap, which I enjoyed Pokemon Snap, but at the same time, like, I'm ready to kind of see like an evolution in like the mainline series. I'm ready to see, where they take things from here. Pokemon Arceus came out like 2 months ago, like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, in January. Not even 2 months ago.
I feel like damn near on like the 1 month anniversary of Pokemon Arceus, they dropped the trailer for the new one, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which I know that like COVID and all that's kind of messed up the release schedule, but I feel like they're kind of stacking these games too close together in too close proximity. Like I fear that there's going to be like a fatigue for the franchise, like what Marvel is kind of sort of seeing, to where not everything's knocking it out of the park. And really, I feel like Nintendo for a long time has kind of pushed Game Freak to move too quickly on a lot of these Pokemon games and not giving it like the time and love that it needs. Like you can see that in Pokemon Arceus. It's like damn near look like a Dreamcast game. Like a Switch should look better than like a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Quest VIII looked better than Pokemon Arceus. I'm sorry, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on.
You just. It's funny because you're always like mentioning how Pokemon Arceus it looks so shit, but at the same time, does it really matter that much?
It doesn't.
Game.
It is a fun game, but it shows like where all their thought and their time and their attention went to.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying if they could have put a little bit more like thought and attention to the other details too, like it would be great. Because the gameplay on that is like down pat. Like it's a really fun game to play. It gets a little collectathon at the end, a little drawn out, but like the core there is like it's great. And no zombie. I'm never joining the PC master race. It's way too much money. I'm keeping it cheap with my consoles. I'm playing it on like a 65-inch TV. I'm not trying to sit like this to my computer monitor to like see 8K detail. I don't care about it that much, but I just want it to look beyond like 480p.
Three shots of Kettle One says PC Master Race always. But yeah, no, I'm excited for the new gen. I mean the character models look kind of weird. Like they don't look.
They always do that though. Like look at some of the older ones. Like
they look weird. Not just like their designs, but like I don't know.
Do you know why though?
Why?
They gave them round eyes. If you look at the design for the other ones, they all had the eyes are more oval shaped, where these ones have like baby doll eyes, to where they're
That's probably why.
Like perfect circles. So yeah, it kind of gives it like this not like spooky effect, but just like this disconcerting like look to them.
Are you going to which starter are you gonna pick?
I haven't decided yet because I like all of them to a certain degree. I like the crocodile thing because that looks like the damn croc shoe. I like the like weed cat because it's a green cat and I love cats. And then I like the bird, but birds aren't real. So I'm not trying to buy into that bird propaganda that Nintendo's pushing on me.
You mean Quaxley? So it's Quaxley, Fuecoco, and Sprigatino. So
damn, did they say what region this is going to be? Those sound like some like Italian names.
I think most people are assuming it's going to be Spain.
Okay, I was gonna. Maybe I'm just being racist. I'm like, oh, it's spaghetti, fettuccine, and Quantario.
Yeah. What fucking pasta starts with Q? Please let me know. I think I'm gonna go with Sprigatino.
Which one's that? Is that the alligator?
No, it's the cat. The alligator is Fuecoco.
Oh, okay. Fuecoco.
Fuecoco. And then the duck is Quaxley.
Quaxley.
I hope that with the evolution of these that they kind of stay on four legs and don't just stand upright and become humanoid, because that shit's just always weird to me.
Yeah, me too. Like Mr. Mime was a fine outlier, but you keep getting him now. Like you get the weird bunny looking one, and then it looks like he's wearing the dress, and the soccer rabbit, and it's like, okay, someone's got like. It feels like it's bleeding more to like Sonic fan fiction than like actual like Pokemon like legit IPs.
Like these are supposed to be animals. Like the fuck? What are these Sonic characters doing here?
Yeah, like it is getting to like weird like furry territory like sometimes. And of course, Zombie Bait knows the two that I'm talking about. I forget that he's a Pokemon super fan. So I did not mean to disrespect your characters of choice.
Night Samantha says, actually, Fuecoco is based after a dish of cheese stuffed peppers. I'm actually hungry now. A cheese stuffed.
I was going to say, that sounds delicious.
That sounds good right now. Anyways, you want to move? Let's move off of one Pokemon topic, then we move on to the next one. Mikey, why don't you introduce our top 5?
All right. So, since we're on the topic of Pokemon, what are you guys' top 5 Pokemon of all time? Starting with you.
All right, let's start with my number 5. So my number 5, top 5 Pokemon of all time, is Guzzlord. Which, if you remember Guzzlord, he is an Ultra Beast from Sun and Moon, I believe. Yes.
I gotta look him up. I think I know who it is, and oh my god, yeah, he's from Sun and Moon. Yeah, you're right.
Guzzlord is basically this big old Ultra Beast that is kind of based on his code name is Gluttony. He's like this kind of like, how do I say it? It's like he's got a little tiny head, and then his like stomach has like a mouth, and he's got like 2 sets of arms, and he just looks terrifying. And
Yeah,
I fucking love Guzzlord.
he looks like a golden corral. It's like a Pokemon.
He's a dark dragon, which is actually 2 of my favorite types. That I feel like if I was a Pokemon, I would be a dark dragon type. So I think me and Guzzlord, we're like this.
Guzzlord sounds dirty.
It is.
Yeah. Nice math in the chat says Geosport Spot, come Lord. Guzzlord evolution.
Guzzlord is a dark. But yeah, whatever. 3 shots. Kettle One says Gen 1, whatever garbage that they have now.
Geo's a Guzzlord.
Y'all really coming after me and then say Guzzlord. I'm not out here making fucking comments like you zombie bait, all right? Guzzlord is cool.
Okay. My number 5 is Mew.
Geo is a fairy type. Sure. You Blazio. You're a normal type, you normal ass.
Good one.
You got him.
I do get him. Got him, coach.
Anyways,
All right.
why it's number 5?
My number 5 is Mew, because I'm vanilla. And for me, Mew is one of those where I don't really care about the character a whole lot, but it was about the lore when I was a kid back in the 1890s, and Pokemon had just come out, and it was all these crazy rumors like how to get Mew, and it's like, oh, it's behind the truck in like Vermilion, like I'm like, what truck? And they're like, oh, if you go on there and then die after Gary like beats you can go back with Surf and find like a truck, and then you push it to the side and Mew's there. And I'm like, oh snap! And I went there and like pushed the truck or tried to, and I was like, it's fucking broken. It's not working. And then I don't know about you, but it really just Mew to me is like a symbol for all those crazy like playground like back and forth like rumors getting spreaded, like kind of eliciting that like joint culture behind Pokemon as opposed to like just like the creature itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The air of mystery to it. The thing that made it really feel like, oh, this shit's like mysterious. Like I'm out here finding like monsters. Yeah.
Is Mew a psychic type?
It is.
What?
Okay.
Did you really ask that? Fake fan.
I can't remember if Mew was a psychic flying or just a psychic. I can't remember if if Mew had another like subtype.
No subtype, just psychic, because that was the OP one in the original game.
That's true. Like in the original game, like if you had a psychic type, you were just running through. I think wasn't there a glitch that psychic types were supposed to be weak to bug type, but there was a glitch in the game to where like bug moves didn't really affect it that much.
There was something like that, but also the error they made is a lot of the bug Pokemon are also like poison, which is weak against psychic. So
you're right. Yeah.
They kind of like shot themselves in the foot on that.
So the only bug type really that you could have that could like affect a psychic type was a Butterfree.
Yeah.
And it was bug.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, my number 4, Mimikyu. Mimikyu is my number 4. I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is also from Sun and Moon. I think that's what, Gen 7?
Yeah.
Gen 7. It's a ghost fairy type. Mimikyu is basically a bootleg Pikachu that wears actually, you don't even know what Mimikyu looks like. Because Mimikyu's form is supposedly so terrifying that it'll give people nightmares. So it wears like this little cloth thing that looks like a bootleg Pikachu in order to make it seem more appealing. I honestly think that it's one of the coolest Pokemon designs that have come out recently. I love Mimikyu. Placio says Geo subtype is being made. I'm going to beat you with a stick, a piñata stick, Placio. 3 shots Kettle One said Geo's a Hufflepuff fairy type. Dude, I'm gonna beat you too. Nice Samantha said fire fair. You know what? All of you, shut up. You're all wrong. Anyways, Mimikyu is cool as hell. Mimikyu, when I first saw the design, I was like, this has got to be in my team. And it's actually pretty strong too.
Yeah, I was surprised at how like actually useful that character was in the game.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the better newer Pokemons that have come out.
Better than that damn sandcastle for sure.
Yo, or the keys?
Oh,
Yo, why are there Pokemon that are just stuff? Like,
because they like their deadline ran out and they're like, shit. Like I went on this Hawaiian vacation to do research, and all I got left is like my lay, some keys, and I saw sandcastle yesterday.
oh my
I'll do those. There's 3 right there. Okay, I hit my threshold. Let's go.
so bad. All right, give me your number 4.
All right, my number 4 is Azurill, who's the evolution of Meryl.
Oh.
And I like it because it looks like a giant damn bunny rabbit mixed with an Easter egg.
Well,
And
yeah,
then if you
okay.
get the shiny, it's like yellow, and then it really looks like a damn Easter egg.
Whoops, I get.
And also,
I
I
don't
like
know.
it because since, God, I forget what generation put in like the fairy, but it adopted like the fairy subtype too.
Mhm.
So just kind of like bodies like dragon Pokemon and all that. So that's usually one of my like tanks when I play like the game because I can bump up the HP and then like just body everybody with play hard and psychic, and it learns a bunch of TMs, and yeah.
Fucking 3 shots kettle one says Gio's favorite Pokemon, Hawaiian barbecue. I'm going to time you out again, you jag off. Nice Samantha says Garbo Pokemon, the literal trash bag. Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. 3 shots kettle one said why it's listing off League of Legends characters. No one plays League of Legends except you, nerd. Anyways, let's move on.
What's your third?
My number 3, Halucha.
You gotta respect the Lucha.
Halucha is Gen 6, I
I
believe.
think so.
Yeah, so Halucha is a flying fighting type. It looks like a luchador. How can you not like Halucha?
Yeah,
It like literally looks like Rey Mysterio, the Pokemon.
that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's literally Rey Mysterio, the Pokemon. I love Halucha. He also was in my team when I played X and Y. And just I remember watching the anime because I for some reason I got really into the X and Y anime because it was like the one where they were like, yeah, finally Ash is he's gonna win a championship. Because I remember it was he was fighting against a Mega Charizard, and he had a Mega Greninja, and they're like, Ash has the type advantage, he has the speed advantage, and he's gonna win, and he ends up losing. And I was so pissed off. But whatever. Halucha was in that. I remember Halucha was in that game, and I think like a flying fighting type. We don't really have many of those. I think it's pretty rare.
Not too many, no.
Yeah. So
that's a good like mix too.
yeah. I dig because flying types usually get wrecked by rock Pokemon, but you just bust that open as a flying type.
I'm still like shook that you're so emotionally invested in the damn Pokemon anime. Was this the one? It was the one with like Ash and Pikachu, right? Like this wasn't like a spinoff or anything like that.
No, it was just like because they were like building it up to where Ash was finally going to win like a championship and ended up losing again.
Oh my god!
And I
can imagine you like sitting there like with your like tilted towards the screen as like he's about to fucking lose it, and then like you scream and like slam your fist on the ground like god damn it.
Halucha is the only known Pokemon to naturally learn Flying Press, a move that does both flighting and fighting type damage. See, my boy Halucha, the G, Halucha.
Is.
All right, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Porygon, and this is for 2 reasons. One, I love the way Porygon looks. How it looks like these trash like computer graphics from like the late '90s.
Okay.
And I love Tri-Attack because when I was a kid, there was this one guy at my school that I could never beat because he'd use like Mewtwo and Alakazam. And I Tri-Attacked him with the Porygon, and it fucking froze his Mewtwo and his Alakazam like back to back. And I beat him that one time. And I refused to ever play him again. It was because he's the only one that takes it that damn serious. Yeah.
I love how I like just knew.
I mean, who else would it be?
That's true. You're right. You're right. All right.
Yeah,
Let's,
I just love his like derpy ass look. Not Andrew, but I mean, him too. But Porygon.
Three sets kind of one. Wyatt, how are you gonna compliment Porygon on look but hate on '90s graphics games?
Oh, because '90s graphics gamers are fine back in the '90s. I'm not buying that shit now for $60.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. My next number 2 is one of the. What the hell was that?
I thought that
That wasn't me.
was you.
Invalid. Shut up, you. All right. My number 2, a little bit of a vanilla pick, but it's Pikachu.
I thought you said a little bit of vanilla pig. That's like the ultimate like safe vanilla pig.
You know what? Let me hear me out, right? All right. So Pikachu, I have a strong attachment to Pokemon ever since I was a kid, and Pikachu was my favorite when I was a kid. I love Pikachu. I had hella Pikachu stuff when I was a kid, and then even I had a dog. I had a poodle. His name was Pikachu.
I remember Pikachu. Pikachu was dope.
He was a great dog. And then now I have another dog. Her name is Pinky, and her nickname is Pinky Chew. And when I play Pokemon, I always have to capture a female Pikachu and name it Pinky, so it's always with me. So I love my dog.
Pretty sure I saw Pinky's name on like a list of domestic terrorists.
That's fine. It's a treat her like that.
Oh my god.
Zombie Bait said this is Geo's top. This is Geo's top 5 mid Pokemon. You're fucking mid, Zombie Bait. All right, get out of here. You're not even mid. You're like low tier. Yeah, at 3 shots, you're not even ranked. You're not even bronze ranked. All right, get out of here.
I'm not basic. My favorite Pokemon is Pikachu.
I'm gonna choke you out. 3 shots to 1.
Well, no, Pikachu's his number 2. He'd be super basic if his number 1 was Charizard.
It's true.
All right, so my number 2 pick is Charizard. No, I'm joking. My number 2 pick is Wigglytuff because, again, I'm going with the damn bunny Pokemon. And I don't know. It's just purely for the design. It's just so fucking weird, and I love it. And I like when you have it, like some of the games, how it like inflates itself and like floats after you, like some type of demented balloon.
Do they have a? Is there another? Another evolution after Wigglytuff? Or is that the final one?
That's a final one because there's Igglybuff, Jigglypuff, and Wigglytuff.
I forgot about Igglybuff.
Yeah,
that's weird. That's a weird name.
I mean, it's a weird looking creature, so it fits.
I mean, they forgot to put. Hold on. 3 shots could have won. So Geo's number 1 gonna be Snorlax, and he gonna say enough said and whatever. Anyways, spoilers. Jag off. I think they were just looking for like a word that rhymes with huff and tough and buff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that my wife calls it what's it called? Like Pugly Snuff.
Pugly. That actually would have been a better name.
Yeah, that would have been a much better name.
Pugly Snuff.
All right, so who's your number 1? I'm sure I'd never guessed in.
My number 1 is Snorlax. Gee, you already know it's a Snorlax. It's the best Pokemon. It's the best. It's literally like top tier. Like it's Gen 1. It's a big old sleepy ass thing that likes to eat. He knows fucking Hyper Beam, Ice Beam, has high attack power, high HP. In fact, I think Snorlax has one of, if not the highest HP in the game.
No, I think it's Blissey has the highest.
Is it Blissey?
Yeah, because Blissey is straight up like tank. Like Blissey, you could get up like in the old games even to over like 400 HP, like easy.
Oh damn! Yeah, and also Gigantamax Snorlax has a literal island on him. Can't get any better than that.
No, you got your own private island on your own private Pokemon.
All right. What about you?
So my number 1, when I thought about this, it was like, which one would I want to have in like real life that I'd like have hanging around the house and like chilling with me? My number 1 would be damn Cleffa.
A Cleffa? Why a Cleffa?
It's just so damn cute. Like it is. Ever since like I saw one when like Gen 2 came out, I was like, I fucking like that thing. I don't know what it is about it. It's shaped like a star. It looks derpy as fuck, but it is like the cutest Pokemon. And if I were to ever like bring one into the real world, that would be the one I'd want to bring. Just like chilling up on the couch, sitting in the car, just hanging out, just this little weird star-shaped humanoid kind of bacteria looking like Pokemon.
Zombie Bait said that's bacteria.
What's bacteria? Snorlax or Cleffa?
I'm not sure.
I think Zombie Bait should probably cool down on like the day drinking. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about either. All right. Or on Snorlax. Oh, that's bacteria on Snorlax. That's fine. I mean, the world is bacteria. Anyways, let's move on to our next section. This is our top. Oh, before we move on, this is our top 5. Let us know in the chat which top 5 you like better or which one you hate more. I'm pretty sure all of you are going to pick mine to hate on because y'all just a bunch of hater-ass haters. So
And you got like a vanilla list. Like I purposely try to stay away from like Charizard and like all these like.
what do you mean? Halucha's not vanilla.
I'll give you Halucha, but Pikachu, Snorlax.
I just realized that Guzzlord and Mimikyu are basically bootleg versions of Snorlax and Pikachu.
Yeah, they are. That's why I really enjoyed that you had them on your list.
Look, man. All right. It is what it is.
So let's keep this, the topic on Nintendo. And since you guys are very, very passionate about this subject, and you guys are grown-ass adults, should Pokemon games also cater to adults? Is it only for kids?
I think they should. I guess I'll start today. I think Pokemon games should cater to adults in the fact that the generation of people who started playing Pokemon Red and Blue are pretty much our age, our generation.
Dude, they are our age. We're them. Like
we are them.
You're talking about us.
The fact that they haven't, and we still play Pokemon to this day, and the fact that they haven't catered or made a Pokemon game that's for older like people, as far as like making it more difficult and the design making it less simple. I mean, they started doing that with Pokemon Arceus, and you see the success that brought. Like, why haven't they? Why haven't they moved in that direction more?
Are you asking me? Is it my turn or?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
All right. So the reason why is money, because you got to look at like the release schedule for Pokemon and the intended audience. They do kids. They cycle it out every 3 to 4 years because every 3 or 4 years, kids are kind of aging up into it. And Nintendo knows like once they have their hooks in you, like they're not going to let you go. You got the warm and fuzzies from the Pokemon. You're not going to want to give that up. So yeah, you're willing to kind of sit through like the entry point for another generation to go and get that again. And I'd argue that they already do cater to adults. How else would you have like these crazy like international Pokemon matches and like IVs and shinies and all that stuff? Like kids don't care about IVs. They don't care about the perfect stats and all that. That's purely for losers like us who have not gotten over it and moved on to other things like Elden Ring.
Look, I'm not asking for a Pokemon Dark Souls game. Like, I'm just saying one where you're not a child and you're maybe like a young adult and you're out in the Pokemon world and the game is just a little bit more hard, right? Also, like, even if you watch some of the Pokemon, not the Pokemon anime, but some of the web series that they put out, like, those are more intended for adults. Like, there's like episodes where you see police forces where people have guns and their Pokemon are like Arcanines and they're busting into places trying to find Team Rocket and stuff. And like, not like Jesse and James Team Rocket, but actual like, yo, this is a criminal organization Team Rocket. Like, give me some of that in an actual game.
Like, what do you want from that? Are you just looking for difficulty, or do you want like blood? Like, how violent do you want a game that's essentially about animal fighting to be? Because I feel like they're playing it about as like safely as they can.
I wouldn't say like blood or gore or anything, but at least make it hard, make the stories a little bit more, not as simple, make it so that it's not just, do the same thing, go to 8 gyms and compete. Like, make it an actual like narrative.
But that's kind of Nintendo games in a nutshell, though, isn't it? Like, it's the same narrative every single time.
I mean, no, because like if you think about it, like Nintendo, let's take another franchise, for example, right? Let's take Mario, right? Take the Paper Mario games. The second game had a very interesting nuance. Like, I wouldn't say it's adult, but it's a bit more of a mature story in it. And then you move on to Sticker Star, where or Sticker Star or the Origami King, and it's just basically back to like Bowser Bad and other stuff like that. It's just like Nintendo. I think in the mid 2000s they tried to grow up a little bit, and then they just went back to like their kid stuff, and everyone was like, whatever.
Really, I feel like it was kind of the other, not the other way, but I feel like Nintendo's really been like hyping more on like the kid stuff since like the early 2000s. Like I think they saw like when Pokemon exploded, they're like, hey, we're really gonna like go after this very specific like age market of like 6 to 12, and anything beyond that they'll move on to like Sega or PlayStation or whatever, or sorry, early 2000s. So they'd move on to like PlayStation or Xbox. We have them for like these 6 years, so we're really going to kind of like just prey on that. And then if they decide to stick with us and are like weirdos like afterwards, then yeah, they can hang around and like continue to enjoy like the kid stuff. I feel like asking for a mature Nintendo game, especially Pokemon games, like asking for a mature like Disney princess movie. Like you're not going to get it, and it kind of undermines the whole like feeling and vibe of the game, because I think a lot of people like it because, I mean, no one's going to Pokemon to be like hardcore. Like you're going there because no one's really going to die. You're just kind of chilling, hanging out with these creatures, being in these like excessive dogfighting rings, essentially.
But it's not even like, I wouldn't even say mature is a word, just something a little bit like, not for kids, but like maybe like teenage level, like something a little bit more grown up.
They don't want that. Those little, have you met it? You work with teenagers. They have no interest in that. They're too busy with like Call of Duty and whatever, like not fly by night, but whatever like trendy stuff's going on. Like
they all just assume that Pokemon is for kids. Like if you give them a product that maybe is like as they're growing up with it, then it might stick more.
It could. I mean, that's what they did with like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, is they kind of kept that like those going. But I feel it's harder to do that with video games, because whenever you take like years off from something, you still need to have that new entry point for new players, because there's always going to be more kids that are going to be like invested in it. And they're going to be a majority of the sales too. Like that's where the money is in it, because the kids are, they're not just buying the games, they're getting like the little plushies, the toys, the damn Valentine's Day cards. Like, yeah, you and I buy the game, we're like, oh, I can't believe that it's so easy. But like for them, it's like a damn lifestyle.
Placijo in the chat says, let me choose my own age, and that over 21, give me the hot copy option. What the fuck? Zombie Bay in the chat says, wasn't this a debate 2 shows ago? No, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, we've literally never debated Pokemon on this show before.
Yeah, I don't know what the debate was 2 shows ago, but you guys haven't talked about this yet.
Yeah, no, we did.
The ones that we have done is let's see, is superhero fatigue starting to set in? Is Hollywood unoriginal? Is anime mainstream? And last week was our PlayStation exclusive repetitive, or 2 weeks ago. That sound like you were going to the realm of, is everything just too repetitive?
Oh. No, I wouldn't say it's like repetitive, but it's just like I would say that it's like Pokemon. Yes, I get it. It's a franchise for kids, but why? I mean, what they're doing with Arceus, I think, is a step in the right direction. If we can kind of keep moving in that, where you have a spin-off game where it's maybe a little bit harder, because if you've played Arceus, you know that the battle system is a lot harder than it is in a regular mainstream game. So if we can keep going that way, and we saw the success that it brought. It sold a lot. Like, I think that Nintendo might be able to hold on to essentially like paths of Pokemon, where you have kind of the traditional, more easier, kid-friendly ones, and then the spin-offs that might be a little bit more difficult and more of what like I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I think Arceus is kind of their first real foray into that. But ultimately, they're never going to move away from the kids stuff, because even in Arceus, they kind of give you like the option of like, do you want to do like the tutorial, like how to catch a Pokemon? Even if you say no, they still make you go through that stupid tutorial.
Fair enough.
So ultimately, it can kind of have this facade like it's not for kids, but brightly colored monsters like fighting each other is going to be for kids. Even if we want it to be something more.
Well, we'll see
that's
how
what Digimon was for.
Digimon. Fair enough. I mean, I think the Digimon anime was better than the Pokemon anime, but
by leagues.
like way, way better. But I think the Pokemon games were better than the Digimon games.
And the intro song to the Pokemon anime is way better than the Digimon one. I'm pretty sure they used the Digimon one in Guantanamo Bay to interrogate prisoners.
You didn't like the Digimon, Digimon, digital monsters.
Yeah, it's just like
are the champions.
it assaults every neuron in your brain. Like it's terrible.
All right. Anyways, I think we should end it there. Chat, let us know who you think have made better points on the show. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Let us know on social media. And then we will be back with another debate topic next week. Anyways,
Okay.
you want to close out?
Yeah, so that was our show for today, though, on the 1v1 show. Let us know if you guys agree with Geo or not. Probably not. And anyways, if you like what we do here, please give us a follow if you haven't on our socials on IG, Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon. And yeah, and we're also on audio platforms such as the heck I can't think, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcast, and Google Music. So if you didn't catch us live, we're on there. And yeah, so until then, well, also wait, I'm skipping ahead. We're gonna stay tuned for a post show, and it's not gonna be a long one. It's probably gonna be like an hour at the most because I have somewhere to be around 2:00. And but for now, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I am Hyphy Soul, aka Mikey, along with
Your boy, Geo Huey Flow.
and the newest member of the 1v1 show and his cat.
Wyatt with his cat.
And,
Chloe.
no, cute cat. Anyways, we will see you guys in a few minutes or next week. Until then, see y'all next time. Oh, I forgot to do the slow transition. Damn. Oh, wait. Hold on. No, we're back. We're back. I forgot to do credits. And goodbye. Oh,
Nice.
shit. I forgot to fix the credits, too. Okay. And we're back. What's up, everyone? Back to the
What
1v1
up?
show, to the post show where there's not really any organization. We're just hanging out, having a regular conversation, and yeah. So, how are your guys' week? This week?
Mine was tiring. I mean, basically, me and you have probably been recovering all week.
I finally just recovered. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago from my legs and my stomach. From yeah, I didn't realize my stomach was hurting that bad. Did I throw up that much?
You threw up that much?
Oh, yeah, you were out there. You did.
Damn. Well, I had a good time.
Same.
What's important?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you want to talk about Vegas, 'cause it doesn't stay there, or unless you want to bring something out.
Vegas was fun. We I mean, we did a bunch of stuff. I mean, it was cool meeting like some people that that I've met through kind of online, like BGG Play, and then Moo, Sam. It's cool meeting them like actually in person, and it was a fun time. I mean, the shenanigans. We got into we saw a dope concert. So Sonic was dope. It was a great
Dude.
concert.
Silk Sonic is that's a top 3 concert in that I'll ever see. Like that'll probably never get out of the top 5 in my lifetime, or yeah, ever.
And it was their first concert together ever, right?
Yeah, like as a concert, not as a like an awards show performance type of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
like we saw the first ever Vegas showing because they have a Vegas residency, and we went on their
Yeah.
first showing on the first night, and they killed it. Freaking
There's a
Bruno
couple-
Mars is such a great performer. Like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The guys definitely got star power.
Anderson .Paak too,
Yeah.
and both of them are one of those rare artists where they sound just as good, if not better, live.
And not only that, but I think they have good chemistry. I mean, you could tell by the album, but also like just their performances. They got good timing with each other.
Mm-hmm. Like they bounce off each other well. But yeah, so that was our Friday, and Friday it was a 10-hour drive, which I'm used to it. Gio doesn't like it, and
I can
Yeah.
actively feel your sanity losing you or leaving you about halfway there.
I think I was cool, and we hit Bakersfield, and then driving through Bakersfield, my dad called me and told me I left a bag at home, and I was like, that like soured my mood like for that day.
yep, he was very big. I was like, fuck. I was like, he was on a mission to get a belt because he needed a belt.
Yeah.
Were you able to locate a belt in the city of Las Vegas?
Yes, actually, I was, but it took 2 days. Because the lady told me to go to CVS, but they didn't have shit at CVS. And then I looked at it and it was like already late at night, but it was like, it's an H&M. Like, I want to say maybe like where the CVS was, maybe a little bit, like 2 blocks over. Like, I could have gone there and I would have been cool. But whatever.
There's some Marshalls on the strip too.
Yeah,
It was closed. Yeah, we tried.
Oh, okay.
It's where GameWorks used to be,
Mm.
right in front of the Coca-Cola store.
Yeah.
So next time, go to Vegas. I want to ride New York. I didn't get to do that. I do want to. I want to go to Circus for like nostalgia purposes, because I
That's very
remember
cool.
the first time I went to Vegas, I was 5, and that was the only other time I've been to Vegas. And my family stayed at Circus, and Mikey was like, "That place is hella old and like shoddy." It was like, I bet they haven't renovated it since the 90s.
Yeah, no,
But
probably yeah. I think it's not one of the cheapest, but like on the strip it is.
I started looking at more hotel rooms, like because I'm already like planning a trip back.
Sheesh. Like how soon?
And maybe not. Probably like October.
That's not a bad time.
But I guess like when I was looking up hotel rooms, I guess during the week, like during around this period, like it's like $39 a night for a hotel room. Like, damn, that's hella cheap.
Wait, which hotel?
Like Excalibur.
Oh,
I was like, oh, I do want to stay in Excalibur just because it looks fucking like a goofy ass castle.
yeah, no, it's just like a regular ass hotel room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like the outside is castle, which is cool. And then I've never seen the event that they have there. I'd be down to watch that.
The Tournament of Kings.
Yeah, but yeah, and so that was our Friday. Saturday was our big day. We were at the con. I debuted. A debut. I don't know the word. My Daft Punk cosplay. And
Yeah, that was dope.
it was cool.
Mikey, literally, like some guys ran up to him and was like, "Bro, we just followed your stream."
Oh yeah, I was streaming myself walking around the con, and by the way, I downloaded the VODs for those streams, and I'm surprised at the quality. I thought it was going to be very pixely, but no. And I think I have about over 10 hours of footage that I need to edit into a video after I do my other projects. But yeah, and the Daft Punk cosplay, people liked it. It was cool, and I think I'm going to wear it at future cons from now on because I was worried about the gloves. One of the finger stuff might have fallen off, but it stayed on throughout the whole thing, and I was wearing them the entire time with the helmet on. Which, by the way, has air conditioning, and it was super crowded.
That's so nice.
And then like I felt cooler in my helmet than with it off, so like I kept it on for most of the time.
I was wondering how you're doing in there. I used to, in high school, being the cool guy that I was actually Jeffrey the Giraffe at Toys R Us.
Huh.
And that damn like helmet that I had to wear for that, not helmet, that like mask,
Yeah.
like sucked ass. And all I had was like an itty bitty little fan up there. And when that went out, it's like, okay, I'm like maybe 5 minutes away from like heat stroke right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I don't know if you can see, but I had computer fans. No, you can't really see. Computer fans, 2 of them back here, and they push the air from the back to the front, so that way my visor doesn't get foggy at all.
Oh, nice.
And then yeah, it took me like 3 months to get that together. But yeah, so that was Saturday, and Gio also had a great Saturday.
Yeah. We had Giordano pizza, that's why.
Yeah, I had some extra slices too. You know, it's worked
Yeah.
out for me. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was Saturday. So Sunday, we woke up and we met up with my friend Breezes. And we went to Fuku Burger, which is like Japanese.
That's a very
burgers.
cool place.
Yeah, I liked it. It was cool. It's like not on the strip. It's very much away from like the glitzy Vegas. It's in the Chinatown area, which is more like residential and like more of the locals do shit there. So it's cool.
Yeah, and they
then
had burgers, like a chicken katsu burger. And then what was the burger that you got? I wanted to get your burger.
Tamago burger. It was the egg burger.
That looked really good.
It was good. It was good. We ended up going to Area 15 afterwards and checking out Omega Mart, which was trippy as hell.
That was like I would like to go back to Vegas not just for that, but like I want to go back to a Mega Mart as like make that a must for when I return.
I think it's like one of those things where we have to dedicate a couple hours to it because there's a whole like narrative.
Yeah,
It's like an art.
Oh, he missed
like
the
an
whole
art-
last section. Like there's just such a labyrinth of like art pieces and stuff, and then
Is it like a mystery thing, or is it just like telling you like a story, or
No,
like, when you say narrative, like
you have to figure it out. Like you have to find the clues and stuff.
well, you don't like have to. You can just walk around like we did and
Yeah,
like
you walk around, but
not
like
consume the story. But like, yeah, apparently Gio said there's over 6 hours of lore within the store.
jeez.
that's what people on the internet are saying. So
Well, then you know it's true.
exactly. I hella want to go back.
What how much did it cost you to get in?
It was expensive. It's like $50.
Oh, yeah, it is expensive. You better get all 6 hours of lore for $50. Shoot.
But at the same time, like everything in Vegas is fucking expensive.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
when we went to the Silk Sonic concert, I bought me and Mikey these 2 drinks that were like slushy alcohol drinks. Guess how
Mhm.
much? Take a guess.
$30 for the 2 of them
Yes. No, $30 each.
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 Were they alcoholic at least?
They were.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah.
Each. I felt bad because like right before then I ate like Mikey's hot dog on accident. So I paid you back more than double in the amount of food and drink I bought you. Fuck you.
Yeah. No.
But you're not thinking of the emotional toll that it took. He
I
had to
bought
sit
you
through
pizzas.
that concert.
I brought you pizzas.
Starving.
You know what? I think all in all, everything weighed out. We came out equal.
Yeah. And then so Sunday. That was Sunday. Wait, what did we do Sunday evening? No, Fremont Street.
We went Fremont Street.
And then we had White Castle. And I think I might have had it, dude. And then me and him looked at each other. Oh shit, White Castle? We never had White Castle. Let's go try White Castle. And then we were waiting in line, and then I was looking at the menu. I was like, "Oh, dude, let's get a White Castle box, like in the movie." And then Gio, he's like, "I don't know, dude. That's a lot of cheese, and we're just starting the night." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I'm not trying to feed the toilet right now on Fremont Street." And then so each of us got the 2 sliders and drink. I got chicken rings. I was like, all right, let's go. Let's have some White Castle meal. And then we ate it. I ate the fries first. I'm like, okay, maybe you need salt. And then I kept eating some of the more fries. And I'm like, dude, these fries suck. Like, these are the same quality of fries that you can get from a high school football game. Like,
Yeah.
They're not that great. And same with the burger. The burgers suck. I think they are easily the worst fast food burger out there. And I would rather eat a Del Taco cheeseburger than a White Castle burger because, yeah, that sucks. And Del Taco burger sucks too. But I'd rather eat that than White Castle.
I like Del Taco burgers.
Exactly.
Fuck you.
That's how you know you're getting old, though, when you've got to take into account of how much cheese is in the meal you're about to consume.
I know, right?
You're like, oh,
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about
I can't
that.
have this much cheese right now.
Normally I wouldn't give a shit, but like cheese plus alcohol,
Yeah.
And we got a Fat Tuesday right after too.
Oh yeah, it was like 2 feet tall.
Mm.
Yeah,
I like that.
my hands were numb in the 40-degree desert weather, but it was good. It lasted me like hours.
What was the name of that one? Not hotel, casino. You told me there's a lot of big poker players.
Binions.
Beans. Yeah,
no,
I want to go to
like minions, but with the B. Binions.
I want to go to Binions. I want to go to the
Binions?
poker table with my boy Lacrosse, but we're gonna be dressed like 1920s gangsters, with cigars in our mouths. I think that'd be cool. It'll be called, and then I'll be like UCD Lacrosse, eh? See, man, you play poker, see, man. I'll just talk like that the whole time.
So you have like maybe 5-10 minutes before the casino kicks you out.
It's like when on Saturday night, our original plan was to go to Paris and then just be at the slot machines and just talk in French accents the whole time. Be like, oh.
Paris, the hotel. By the way.
Yeah, that's the hotel, not the casino?
Or no, well, it's both, isn't it?
Oh, Paris, yeah, the hotel casino. We were just talking French-ass accents the whole time.
Pierre,
like,
escargot.
Escargot. Good thing we didn't, because my night would have been drastically different if we didn't go there.
Yeah.
If we did go there.
We went across the street to the Bellagio, and I forgot that the Bellagio water show's at midnight exactly. And we went there at like 12:20, waiting for a water show, and just kept waiting.
Known, we were the only ones out there. God damn. Yeah. And then Saturday night we went to the club we met up with my friend Brian and his girlfriend.
Oh, no, Sunday.
Oh, is that? Oh yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. Who I haven't seen in over a decade. That's crazy.
Yeah.
In Vegas, of all places. And then we hung out with him for the rest of the night and went to another club. And had a lot of fun there. And And the next morning, we woke up hella late.
We woke
up
checkout was
like 30 minutes before checkout. and then but we weren't remotely close to being ready to be checking out. But they didn't penalize us, so that was cool.
Yeah,
That was really nice of them.
I think because it's Vegas and like
Yeah. The housekeeping people walked into our
Woke us up.
rooms when we were
They-
like just passed
yeah,
out.
I was passed out and I heard the door and I was like, who the fuck is that? And then that's when I looked at my
That is
phone.
so scary. I had no knowledge of that.
So I looked
Someone
at
just
my
walked in
phone.
on me.
I was walking. I was looking at my phone for like a good like 2 minutes, like being like, "What time is it? 1:30. That can't be right." And then
Or check I was
like,
at one.
I thought it was like 11:30. My phone was just tripping, but then I was like, "What the hell?" So like I like woke. I was like, "Mikey, wake up! It's 1:30." And so we like rushed out. Then we got some bomb ass ramen.
Dude, that is some of the best ramen. What was it?
Tommy
Tomi
ramen?
ramen in Las Vegas. The best ramen I've ever had in my life.
Hella good.
Mm.
Hella good. But yeah, and then we ended up going home.
And yeah,
Yeah,
And
we
then-
stopped by that Chevron, which was cool.
the biggest Chevron in the world, which has 48 pumps, 45 minutes outside of Las Vegas. So it's in the middle of the desert. The biggest Chevron in the world with 48 pumps.
It's
There's
across
only,
the
like-
street from the Terrible Hotel.
Yeah, and only maybe 6 pumps out of the 48 were being used. And I was like, why here?
Yeah, but
So, what was the highlight of the trip? You know, beyond the world's biggest Chevron.
the highlight of the trip probably the Silk Sonic concert.
What about you, Mikey? Silk Sonic?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm surprised Gio said that. But yeah,
I don't want to talk about other things, but yeah,
I thought you would just said
But,
Saturday in general. But yeah,
I was kind of thrown because you guys were talking about Silk Sonic, and then I think it was on Gio's story on Instagram, and it was like you guys were by like a fucking mariachi concert or something. I was like,
what?
mariachi concert.
there's some like a group of men like playing horns. Like, do you remember that?
No,
I was not sober the entire time there.
what the fuck? I don't remember any mariachi concert. What the fuck?
You had a post on your story. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that at
No.
all.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, because
Well,
you were like from like a balcony or something. You were like looking down onto this like mariachi band that was playing.
Are you talking about was there mariachi at that club?
No.
On the first
And I was like, what
night?
the fuck kind of concert is this? Like, I thought they were gonna go see Bruno Mars. What is this?
Oh, the after party then. Oh, which by the way, the after party of Level Up Expo, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, so I made a not discovery, but I made an observation. Right. Usually, when you go to like these kind of nerdy like after party stuff type things, like usually the type of music they play is EDM music, right? And I asked Mike, he's like, why do they always play EDM type music here? And Mike's like, I don't fucking know. And I thought about it, and I was like, oh, it's because with EDM music, there's no expectation that you dance with a partner.
Mm.
And these are all introverts.
I guess.
I think I'm spot on with that.
Spot on.
That or they like the beat and they just don't want to like actually listen to hip hop music.
Nah, I think I'm right. Also, it threw me for a loop when the fucking DJ all of a sudden was like, Suavemente, besame. And I was looking down and I was like, yo, nobody knows how to dance to this type of music here. It's great. It's funny.
And then they formed a circle around Gio, and then Gio just showed them all. No, I'm just kidding. That
And they
didn't
did,
happen. But
that didn't happen. No.
but yeah, and okay, so
They played the
one of the
wait. Also, before because Mikey got PTSD from this, they played the fucking Fast and Furious Don Omar song.
oh yeah,
Mikey was like, "I'm getting PTSD from Chardonnay."
yeah, from our former place of work, and I was like, oh man, I used to hear this song every weekend. But you know, and there were also these go-go girl dancers that were dressed up in cosplay like Tifa and like I don't know the other characters. And then but we were on the balcony, and then these girls were on the dance floor like up on a stage, and so there's a bunch of a big crowd dancing in front of them, like the dance crowd, and these are like gamers and stuff like that, and then there was like a few gamers that were just standing in front of the go-go dancers, just watching them dance, and I was like, no, don't do that, don't do that, and just like
Like they were just standing there, just like,
Fucking
oogling, like just like
oh.
I was like, dude, I can see that from here. Like, if I feel uncomfortable just looking at that from like balcony, I was like, oh, I wonder how they felt. But
I mean, the girls got to be okay. Like they
Yeah.
work in Vegas. Like that town is littered with creepy dudes. Like
You're right.
true.
googling people. So.
Dude, tell me why
But it was-
when me and Mike were on Fremont Street, there was a dude that like came up to us like, "Hey, y'all want to go to a strip club?" And like he looks dead ass like the stereotype of a dude that you would picture like asking people to go to strip clubs. He was like kind of like a
He was
like a
giving me a
shorter,
weird
like,
look too, like giving me like
guy with
seductive eyes.
glasses. He had like
Trying to
the
go.
kind of like the kind of slick back into a ponytail like hair. He had like the kind of like tied up like
Just some like real like desert like white trash. Like
yeah.
And
No,
he-
it was
The way he said it to me like, "Hey, you trying to go to a strip club?" I'm like, no, I'm just trying to go to my destination right now.
he's like,
But,
"There's room in my hotel room. Come on, guys, let's go."
it's exactly what the fuck he sounded like.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
but yeah. So yeah, that was Vegas, and me and Gio, we will not spoil this, but we also watched Batman last night.
No good.
Yeah, and I would say it is probably my favorite Batman movie. It's not the best. I would give that to The Dark Knight, but the Batman is a very, very close second. And I am sign me up for a Robert Pattinson Batman trilogy. I'm down
Same.
for that.
Same. Give me the second movie now.
I want them to reboot the Batman 66. I think that would be the right place to go after doing this really dark movie.
Mhm.
They just reboot Batman 66. Robert Pattinson still Batman, but just basically they recreate the 66 movie. Flying with the shark spray
God damn it.
and the Bat helicopter. He's flying over Los Angeles. What's obviously Los Angeles with the palm trees, the most luxurious Gotham that there's ever been.
Oh yeah, was
Yeah.
that the first time we saw Black Adam footage? Gio?
No, I
Or
think
is
they
that the
had
same?
some.
Is that the
they had,
recycled footage?
They had some from like fandom or fandom.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what it was.
Like-
Okay. It was like giving the DC slate for 2022.
Yeah. So it's the Batman, the Flash, Aquaman, Black Adam. Is that it?
I think so.
Oh, and Super Pets. Let's go.
But yeah, and so yeah, the Batman. I would say this is probably like the most believable, realistic Batman, put on screen. And yeah, that's
I enjoyed that movie very much. So I very much enjoyed all the performances.
And the
I don't
first
think they were.
the first 15 minutes were like the whole first hour. I think was like a chef's kiss.
I don't think there was a bad performance in that movie.
No, everyone brought their A game, and
Everyone brought the heat. Yeah.
the introductions for each character was very memorable. Well, not very, but like they're good. They're very good entrances. And the score by Michael Giacchino. I think Michael Giacchino is going to be the new, if not already. Well, no, he's going to be the next John Williams.
Oh, okay.
Because he's already done a bunch of iconic scores, like score for Up.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Star Trek, the new one. The show Lost, this movie, Rogue One, I think. And
Okay.
yeah, like the score in that movie, the cinematography, the best cinematography of all Batmans, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and the best representation of Gotham, even more so than Batman Begins.
Were the fights in the movie actually like discernible? Like, could you tell what was going on, or was it just like a bunch of like stupid close-ups and like fast cuts, like it was in Dark Knight and a few of the others?
No, what do you think, Joe?
I think the kind of the last fights in the dark, or the fights in the dark. I was a little lost, but I think that was more because like there's a lot going on with the lights. So,
Yeah.
plus I'm
How's the how was the choreography for the fights overall?
I
Was
mean,
it decent or?
you're not gonna get like raid level fights. Like it's not like top tier. It's passable.
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
if the movie Seven and John Wick had a baby and they delivered it in Gotham, it'd be this movie.
Okay. Then I'll have to check it out.
No, for sure. I think it's definitely a watch for anyone. That's a great movie.
Oh, last question. So, does Robert Patterson do like a stupid Batman voice, like what Bale did? Is he like, "Oh, you're Joker"? Does he talk like that, or is it like a normal voice?
A little bit, but it's not as of a drastic change as Christian Bale's. Like, "Oh, hello, I am the Batman."
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. It's a little bit of a change, but it's not
Yeah,
too drastic.
Okay.
it's like
Cool,
he just
'cause, like,
makes it a
Christian Bale
little
one.
deeper, like a little like I don't know the word, like baritone-ish.
Apparently, he tried to replicate the Christian Bale Batman voice, and they were like, "Don't do that. That sounds stupid."
Yeah, which it did back then too, and they shouldn't have let him do it.
Wait, so what do
Oh,
you, Gio, what do you think of Robert Pattinson as a Bruce Wayne?
I honestly like. We got way less Bruce Wayne than I thought in this movie.
Really?
I thought there was going to be more Bruce Wayne than Batman, but I thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was good. What do you think?
No, I thought I would say it's one of the better Bruce Waynes. I would say probably number 2 with Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne being number 1. And Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne number 3.
What about Ben Affleck?
Number
Batfleck.
6.
I didn't even register him as Batman.
Apparently, he's going to be in the new Flash movie too. So, and he says that it's some of his best work as Batman.
I'm interested
So,
to see how that one goes.
yeah,
But I don't know if
I'm-
I'll watch it opening weekend though. If I hear
I'll
like
probably
crazy things, maybe.
like if it's like, oh my god, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like this movie though, I'm a fan of the interconnected universes that Marvel does, but I feel like they don't need to do that with Batman.
Yeah, no.
I feel like Batman has enough of his own like allies and rogues gallery that you could just make Gotham, right, its own universe and go crazy from there.
Yeah, they could. And I hope they do that and don't rely on like Superman and everyone else to kind of like make everything a damn ensemble cast.
Well, Matt Reeves already said he's not interested in bringing Superman into this movie.
Oh,
That's perfect
good.
then. Hopefully they keep that up. Because it'd be cool to see like lower, like not as well known Batman characters in there. Like the Huntress would be a cool one to have in there.
Or Calendar Man.
Calendar Man.
The Condiment King?
I think that's just you.
No, that's an actual villain.
Oh shit.
What about Catman? Or the
Catman?
Mimikyu?
Call me once they put
Psycho
3D Man
Pirate.
in there.
What?
So call me once they put 3D Man in there.
That's Marvel, sir. I'm sorry.
Well, then I'm going to be waiting a while for that call.
Wait, what's the next Marvel thing coming out? Huh.
Doctor Strange.
Yep.
When is that? Doctor Strange. Let me.
May?
Yeah, I think that's May.
And I'm hyped for that one.
That should be cool.
But yeah, I'm super hyped on the Batman. Oh, wait,
Oh,
the
yeah,
next Marvel
May
thing is
6th.
Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it
Oh,
is
yeah.
Moonlight or not Moonlight, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
I just saw the movie last week actually, or not for the
Marvel's
first time, but it's a
Moonlight.
good movie. But
Yeah,
yeah,
great one. Damn, Marvel's Moonlight. What would that be? There was a review for the Batman that it was like a negative review, and they were like, it's hard to watch a movie for 3 hours without many laughs. And it was like, bruh,
laugh.
like shut the fuck up.
It's Batman.
Like, are you expecting like Batman to like trip into like someone's boobs and be like, well, that happened? Like some fucking corny ass jokes like that. I mean, like,
Mhm.
Like this not a Marvel movie, and I think some people are just fucking stupid.
Oh, and that's.
I wonder if.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I wonder if like it kind of coming off of Peacemaker, it kind of changed certain people's expectations of like how
that makes sense.
DC is handling their properties as well.
Maybe. What was that?
Yeah,
But yeah.
I was gonna say like that's one of the, I guess, not like a flaw, but that movie is super long, 2 hours and 50 minutes, something like that. And I thought I could go through the entire movie without going to the bathroom, but I had to go during the third act, and I missed some parts. I wish I could.
The third act.
But yeah.
The third act could have definitely been skimmed.
Oh yeah.
Or not skimmed, but like they could have cut some of it.
Same with the second act. But once the first act ended, you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's all I'll say.
So did it feel like a 3-hour movie, or was it one of those like, or did it go by like fast?
For me, it went by super fast until the final act. It started to drag a little bit.
Yeah, for me,
Okay.
yeah, it started in the second half. Yeah, that's why I would put it behind The Dark Knight as like the best Batman movie, because The Dark Knight, like it just does not stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
But with
No,
this
that
one,
movies go from
the Batman, it lets you, it lets the moments simmer a little bit, and lets it set in, and the realizations and stuff kicks in, and yeah, and you're like, oh snap! There's a lot of that. I was surprised how surprised I got with this movie.
Yeah. Story wise, like I think plot wise, like just from a pure narrative, I think this is the best one. But
Really?
it doesn't. Yeah, I think so. As far as just the mystery and the twists and turns and the story, like yeah, from other parts, I think the Dark Knight is better, maybe in the characterization. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't even say, because I think the acting was better in this one than the Dark Knight. I think the Dark Knight is better directed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, would you watch it again in theaters or no?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to sit through
3 hours again.
Yeah,
I think I might. I
But-
really like Daniel's
this-
Riddler.
the sound, the design or whatever, like it was amazing. Once you see like certain vehicles and then you hear the score, it was dope. It was really dope. It gave me goosebumps when those scenes happened, because I was like, oh snap! Like this, I was not expecting it to be this badass, and it was.
Paul Dano's Riddler, though. Like, damn.
Wait, so you think you like that better than Heath Ledger's Joker, or his performance?
I think I might actually. I
Wow.
don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It might just be because I'm coming off of a high.
Mm.
I always gotta
Let's see
wait.
how you are in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it was really good.
And there's still something going on with that movie. I don't want to like talk about it because it's kind of a spoiler, but like the campaign for that movie is still going on,
Yeah.
and it's interesting to see. And I don't think it's anywhere near to being done, or like the online campaign that is.
It's crazy. I love how they do that with Batman in general. Like, do you remember for Arkham Asylum, the video game?
Mm-hmm.
There was a secret room that people didn't find until like 2 years later that showed a hint to what Arkham City was going to be, because it showed off the plans for Arkham City, like in that secret room. Do you remember that?
I
don't
vaguely
remember that.
remember reading about it, but I never like played it again. It's been so long since I played those games.
And there was like in Arkham City, there was like a secret like radio signal you could find that like was like a Scarecrow saying, "I'm coming back," and he was one of the main villain for Arkham Knight.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to think like what villains have we had in media? We've had let's say movies. We've had the Joker, the Riddler, Mr. Freeze,
Poison Ivy,
Poison Ivy, Bane,
Catwoman,
Catwoman,
Penguin,
Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul,
Penguin,
Penguin. Is that it?
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
I think that's it.
I think that might be. And Scarecrow. Did I say Scarecrow?
Yeah, or you
I
see
thought that
Joker
was the
too,
one you
right?
let off with.
I forget.
Was that?
Hmm?
What's up?
I thought you let off with the Scarecrow.
Oh, okay. Maybe I
Or then
did. I
maybe
can't remember.
Joker you didn't say. Obviously. Did you say-
Anyways, I did
yeah.
say Joker. So who's left? Who have we not seen yet on screen?
I
The
think
mud,
like Mr. Freeze.
the mud one.
What?
Oh, Mudman or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Clayface?
Clayface.
We haven't seen Clayface. Mad Hatter, I think would be a good one.
I don't know if you could. I can't even imagine that in live action.
Gotta be trippy as shit. Mad Hatter, Clayface. I think Clayface would be good because he's like literally can become anyone.
Yeah, no.
Um,
After Spider-Man: No Way Home, I think Clayface can work. Or not No Way Home, Far From Home with the Mysterio's elemental villains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Hush. I've seen Hush. Dead. Well, actually, we have seen Deadshot, but
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
this Batman is the closest representation to the Batman from the comics, in my opinion.
yeah, I'd agree.
I definitely got to check it out then.
Yeah, totally. Maybe we'll do a spoiler talk next week.
Yeah, we'll go probably break it down. Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
We'll see.
But yeah.
I'm so excited.
All right,
You want to end it here, Mike?
Yeah, I was gonna say like we're just winding down. I guess we need some food in ourselves to get that energy. But so yeah, let's close out for this post show and the 1v1 show overall. And if you guys like what we do here, boom, we got socials out there that you can follow, and on Patreon where you can support us. But it's always best to support us just by participating in chat, which by the way, it's only available through the streaming option because we're also on audio formats on Google Music, Spotify, and Apple Podcast and Stitcher. You can find us there, and yeah, and that's it for us. I'm Hyphy Soul, aka Mikey, along with
Your boy Geo Huey Flow.
and the newest member of the 1v1.
And Wyatt and his cat.
And we'll see you guys next week. As always, at 11 a.m. Saturdays, PST. Saturdays at 11 a.m. PST. I'm sorry. All right. See you guys.
Peace.